All right.
Oh, never mind.
Yes. All right. So we're going to start with this. It's kind of a short anthem for Solidarity City that I wrote yesterday. And it's easy to sing, so would love for you all to sing along. I'm just going to do this, again, mini song, mini chorus. So sing it once for you, and then, yeah, feel free to jump in. And then the kind of words to remember, there's solidarity, of course, and then all the people, all the workers, and all the students. Okay, so I'll do it once for you, and then we'll get it going. Solidarity, 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 solidarity. All the people rise together, rise today. So that's it. So sing along with us. Okay.
All right.
Here we go. 1, 2. Solidarity, 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 solidarity. All the people rise together, rise today. All the workers. Solidarity, 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 solidarity. All the workers rise together, rise today. And all the students. Solidarity, 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 solidarity. All the students rise together, rise today. All the people. Solidarity, 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 solidarity. All the people rise together, rise today. Thanks, everybody. Are we doing one more? Are we doing, we got some fun things planned, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Don't go far. Actually, I'm going to steal one of your microphones because this is up way too high. Hey, welcome, everybody, to the first movement assembly of Solidarity City. No, like, really, this is like, yeah, very, very quick introduction. Right. So let's give the Nikki and Bailey from the Movement Music Project. They are absolutely incredible, and what we're doing tonight to kick off Solidarity City is the same thing that we're going to do every night at 7 o'clock, right here, same time, same place. We're having our nightly movement assembly, and our nightly movement assembly is kind of our headline event for the day. We're going to hear a recap of all the cool stuff that happened throughout the day. We've got some special guests. Tonight we have some federal workers who are fighting against the Trump-Musk cutbacks. So we're going to hear from them. We're going to hear some spoken word. We're going to find out how to plug into Solidarity City. And then we're going to transition into the night program, which is... it's going to be a dance party. So we've got some awesome DJs. DJ Sid is going to be here. And throughout the entire program, we're going to have Bailey and Nikki are going to come up and sing. They've worked tirelessly to come up with a roster of song leaders who are going to be here for each assembly. We hope. It's 21 of them, so that's a big lift. It was a big ask, and I'm really surprised that they said yes. But I'm so happy that everybody is that we're here today, that we're kicking off this project. We started talking about Solidarity City, the week that the Trump-Musk administration made their big announcement that they're going to lay off all of the probationary employees across the government, what we see this as is an opportunity to put forward what we're against. We're against austerity. We're against these cuts. We're against autocracy. We're against attacks on our neighbor. And we're going to create the world that we want to live in. So when they put our neighbors out of jobs, what we're doing is having job fairs here and helping people with their unemployment and helping people to do their job search right here. When they're attacking our neighbors and deporting them, we're working together to keep each other safe, and we're starting to articulate a different vision for the world that we all want to create together. So that's what Solidarity City is. That's what we're starting tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who has done so much work to make this happen. We're gonna have another song, and then Phil is gonna come give us our recap from the day.
Amazing. Thank you, Patrick. Okay, I think a few of you in the crowd may know this. Not an old song, but it's like old and new at the same time. Okay, so if you know Home on a Range, you know how this goes. It's Doge is to blame. There are many things we blame Doge and Elon for, obviously. All right, so yeah, just jump in and sing along. We'll start with the chorus. Here you go. Doge is to blame for this mess that they cannot contain. Under cover of night, they tried to take all our rights, but we won't back down without a fight. Oh, give me a home where democracy roams, and we value all government work. With no forks in the road or forced retirement woes, and our country has not gone berserk. Oh, man. Doge is to blame for this mess that they cannot contain. Under cover of night, they tried to take all our rights, but we won't back down without a fight. Well, OPM says you can sign up and pledge to retire and just walk away from job security into uncertainty. That's what Elon calls efficiency. Oh, Doge is to blame for this mess that they cannot contain. Under cover of night, they've tried to take all our rights, but we won't back down without a fight. No, we won't back down without a fight. All right. Woo.
Okay.
Magic mic.
All right, the magic mic. Hello, friends. My name is Phil. For those who don't know me, so I'm supposed to give a little recap of how this first day went. So this is the first evening meeting. Welcome. So after a few hiccups with the loading up everything yesterday, today a team of wonderful volunteers got together and built the basic infrastructure that you see here for our encampment. Yes, indeed. Got the main tent over there, or the event tent over there, which also has a sound system. You see the stage area, gonna have a DJ, amazing DJ, and a little joyous energy dance party later. Got the welcome tent to welcome our friends and neighbors, new and old. You see the basic art and messaging. Thank you to Nadine and the art team for getting this going. Indeed, yeah. Let people know why we're here, and hopefully draw in more people with our messaging. So started to get some processes in place so we can be ready to welcome the masses whenever they hopefully arrive. I'd personally like to think that the phrase, if you build it, they will come, is applicable. So we have built it. We have told as many people as we possibly can about this. Please do the same if you haven't already. And hopefully they will come and we can make this an amazing community space that looks something like the world we want to live in and create together. Look forward to building it together with you.
Yep. All right. Let's give another hand for Phil. Phil's like one of the best people in the world. It is true, right? Okay, so now we are on to special programming segment number 1 of Muskville, 1 of 42. And, this is a group of people who have been on the front lines of the fight against the Musk-Trump administration. And they are, there are folks who are, some of them still working, some of them furloughed, some of them furloughed and then brought back, and then furloughed again, and then brought back again. And they're doing amazing work through their unions, alongside their unions, next to their unions, pushing their unions to mount the type of fight that we need in this moment. So I would like to invite up to the stage the Federal Unionist Network, and which is going to be represented first by Helen, who is another incredible organizer who's done so much to make this all happen. So you actually have to get on stage, because if you stand down there, you won't be on the live stream and you'll feedback.
Thank you. Abby's actually going first. But let's give it up for Abby.
Yeah, going first. I wrote down some of my stuff so I won't forget. Hi, I'm Abby Peralta. I'm a rank and file. Oh, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I'm a rank and file member of NTEU 335. That's the Union for Federal Workers of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Woo! Thank you. I'm also a member of the Federal Unionists Network, which is what I'm supposed to talk to you about today. So the Federal Unionists Network, or what we like to call the FUN, is obviously a network of unionists. And unionists are just workers. Unionists are workers who have made it their business to strengthen labor unions and build solidarity with other workers. But I'm going to take the opportunity to make that a bit more concrete to you by telling you about my union, NTEU 335, and how we've been fighting back against Doge. We've been trying to dismantle us since early February. So I think all of you have heard about the CFPB, but just in case not, we are a congressionally mandated agency that exists to stop the big banks from screwing ordinary people out of their hard-earned money. And that's why Doge has been trying to dismantle us since early February. But my agency is still very much alive. We're still alive. And I hear compliments all the time about our union and how hard my union is fighting to keep our agency alive and keep us working, keep us serving the American public. But here's what I want you to know about our union. Our union is just us. Our union is strong because we have a lot of unionists, because we have workers who aren't just dues-paying union members. We have workers who are willing to do all sorts of work outside of their day job to support and protect their fellow workers so that we can keep working for the American people. And we've been doing that for years, but especially hard these last couple of months. So on Thursday, the latest Doge attack, in the middle of our workday, I was on lunch break. I've been using my lunch break for the past few months to organize with other rank and file union members, and we started getting these RIF notices. RIF notices are fancy federal government speak for mass layoffs. So when you hear me say RIF, that just means mass layoff. So we get these mass layoff notices, and eventually we find out that it went to almost the entire agency. And I was on a call with my fellow workers as we're getting these RIF notices, telling us that we were no longer needed to do our jobs. And you know what happened? What happened was, rather than fall into despair or get paralyzed and stop working, what I saw was rank and file union members working in concert with our union leadership. They sprang into action, working to figure out what the hell happened, right? How are we supposed to respond to this? And so we were working through the night into the next day, figuring out what happened, telling our coworkers how to respond. We briefed our coworkers on what personnel documents to get off of their work devices so that they can file for unemployment benefits if it comes to that. We created an intake form to figure out exactly who was RIF. Like, was it just supervision and enforcement, or was it the entire agency? Some of us were in the background convincing coworkers and even managers to file written testimony to explain to the court how these illegal layoffs are destroying our ability to provide services, to provide public services that Congress required us to provide. And all these unionists are why my agency is still alive to this day, even after almost 3 months of an all-out assault by Doge. That's the kind of worker that makes up the Federal Unionists Network. Workers who have made it their business to organize their workplaces, to strengthen their labor unions, so that these federal unions can keep their agencies alive, so that these agencies can keep providing public services to ordinary people. So what the Federal Unionists Network does is, one, it raises up these unionists. Two, we create events to build solidarity across the federal sector of the broader labor movement. So right now, the focus of FUN is obviously to resist the efforts of this administration to gut public services and to weaponize what remains of government against the American public. Locally, right here, the DMV contingent of FUN is organizing a number of events that I'm about to invite you to, and which I listed so that I don't miss anything. The first is the May Day Solidarity Rally. So that's May Day, May 1st. That's on a Thursday next week. And so I grew up in the Philippines, and May Day is what we call Labor Day. Nobody works on Labor Day. It's only in this country that I have to take leave if I still have a job next week, so that I can celebrate Labor Day. It's my favorite secular holiday. So on May Day, we'll be having a rally from 5 to 8 p.m. in Freedom Plaza. So let's all be there.
Yeah.
On May 12th, there'll be a federal worker town hall. No pressure, Dante. And then nationally, there's more. So nationally, if you look up the FUN, you'll find our website, federalunionists.net, where you will find our RIF resistance campaign. That's our campaign to resist all these cuts to public services. On that page, you'll find a toolkit that lists a lot of calls to action. That includes letter writing campaigns, signing petitions to save some really important agencies that are facing dismantling right now. It's not just the CFPB, right? So it's the Environmental Protection Agency, it's Veterans Affairs, it's Social Security. So there's a way for anyone to get plugged in by going on that website. I also invite you to join our Rapid Response Network. So if you go to savepublicservices.com. That actually takes you to an Action Network website. Don't freak out, that's still the right website. So just sign up there, and what that does is it allows us to invite you to mobilize with us each time DOJ goes after another agency. All right, did I miss anything? Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, so I listed a bunch of actions. I'm gonna try and land the plane. So what all these actions have in common is they try to turn up the temperature on the people that have the power to actually change things. And we're telling them what they should be doing instead. So I don't want you to come out of this thinking that I'm limited to these actions, because you're not, right? There's always a way to plug in. I gave you some. So what we hope for in FUN is that you will be more involved in the broader labor movement, of which we are just one part. We are the federal sector part. Because billionaires got organized, and that's why we're in this mess. Us workers need to get organized too.
Abby, I know you didn't know how that was going to go, but I was very inspired, so thank you. And they're gone. My name is Helen. I'm going to follow up on that by talking maybe a little less about FUN, although everyone should check it out and join, because it's the best thing certainly the federal worker labor movement has going these days, maybe the labor movement overall. And more about just collective action in general, especially among feds and fed adjacent folks, as I stand under this Courage Not Compliance banner. So who here is a federal worker or federal, yes, I see you guys in the front row, or federal adjacent, so contractors, yes, okay, more hands going up. Hopefully this will be useful, and hopefully it'll be inspiring to those of you who aren't. By the way, if anyone wants to fill in chairs, we have plenty of empty chairs. If you're comfortable back there, feel free to stay. We have a little alfresco scene going. So I think for the first time, a lot of federal workers are learning why collective action is important, right? I think if you aren't, so Abby's union local, NTEU 355, 335, 35, okay. Is a great example of a federal union local. Some of us are not so lucky and maybe have sleepier locals. And I think for years, people were going along to get along, didn't see the need to have a militant union movement, and now we're seeing the results, because honestly, if we had a work stoppage, all of this would be over tomorrow, right? The folks in that building behind me, they can't survive without workers. Even if they think they can cut all the federal agencies, I would like to see how that works out for them. But there is great work going on. Some of it is being done by FUN, some of it from folks who are sitting here. And I'll give a couple of examples. I don't know if you're aware that illegally fired federal workers have been going to the Senate every Tuesday, and they've been talking to senators and senator staff about the programs they worked on, why they're important, and what the cuts, Elon's cuts, are doing to the American people. So what happens when Social Security offices aren't staffed? What happens when, the VA cuts workers and now veterans can't get the appointments they need? Things like that. If you saw the viral video with Senator Jim Banks of Indiana calling a fired Health and Human Services worker a clown and saying he deserved to get fired, boo, exactly. That was our group who was going to the Hill. And, not all of our encounters are that dramatic, but that's the kind of stuff that makes a difference. And I'll also talk about what some of the things that are happening or have happened at my former employer, that's the Department of Labor. Let's yes, please cheer for the Department of Labor, because I would hate to see it eliminated. So there was a story that leaked to the media, I think it was in February or maybe early March, that Doge was coming, right? And in something like 12 hours, a bunch of DOL stakeholders got together and threw a giant rally with unions, with members of Congress, with workers outside DOL, and Doge did not show up that day. Now, I am not naive enough to think that they never showed up or that they can't get the information and data they were looking for virtually, but it did slow them down. And what we know from fighting authoritarians is that the more you can slow them down, the better chance you have of winning. And I can't remember when Project Moonshot is on the calendar. I think it's Tuesday, tomorrow? Is tomorrow? Okay. Well, everyone should come back tomorrow for Project Moonshot, but they will give you more tips for fighting authoritarians, and one of them is slow them down using any means possible. So we, or, folks, I'm not going to incriminate anyone here, temporarily at least succeeded in slowing down Doge, and we may have done it again recently. Abby mentioned RIFs. You've heard of the fork in the road email, the DRP, Deferred Resignation Program, basically take a bribe to quit, very coercive. So a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, 4 Department of Labor federal agencies got that offer reopened. And to those of us who are still there, that said very clearly, these are the 4 agencies that are going to be targeted for mass firings. They did subsequently open the program to all of the agencies at the Department of Labor, but the message was clear, like RIFs are coming very soon. So internally and externally, people sprang into action. I mentioned those stakeholders, the unions, workers' organizations, nonprofits who care about having a strong Department of Labor. We need a strong Department of Labor. Thank you. And organized a press conference on the steps of DOL, calling out the secretary and telling her, you can either stand with Elon Musk or you can stand with American workers. And if you stand with Elon Musk, then you will go ahead with these firings. But if you're standing with American workers, then you will keep these people's jobs, you will keep all of these programs, yeah, no RIFs here. And I don't know what will happen, right? It's a question mark. But so far, there have not been mass firings, at least not at the scale that we were worried about. And again, have we won the war? Absolutely not. But I'm hopeful that we slow them down a little bit. And they're trying to kill us with 1,000 cuts. We can kill them right back. And they have this habit of ruining our weekends by releasing the bad news on Friday evenings. I feel good about the fact that we announced, or somebody, I'm not going to incriminate anybody again, somebody announced a certain press conference on a Friday evening, and I'm very hopeful that Doge folks had a bad weekend because of it. So on that note of spite, I will hand the microphone back to whoever is next. Okay.
Thank you. Test.
You might know the song. If you don't, you'll probably learn it pretty quickly. And
All right, yeah, I'll sing the words. So this is, mics are hot. Love it. All right, keep the party going. So Rich Man's House. If you know that song, sing along. We just tweaked the words a little bit to say, well, we went down to the rich man's house and we took back what he stole from us because we are in this together. Yeah, here we go. Well, we went down to the rich man's house and we took back what he stole from us, took it back, took back our dignity, took it back, took back our humanity. Well, we went down to the rich man's house and we took back what he stole from us, took it back, took back our dignity, took it back, took back our humanity. And now we're out in the streets, out in the streets, out in the streets. Oh, we're out in the streets, ain't gonna let no fascists take our democracy. Let's do it one more time, folks, one more time. Well, we went down to the rich man's house and we took back what he stole from us, took it back, took back our dignity, took it back, took back our humanity. Well, we went down to the rich man's house and we took back what he stole from us, took it back, took back our dignity, took it back, took back our humanity. And now we're out in the streets, out in the streets, out in the streets. Oh, we're out in the streets, ain't gonna let no fascists take our democracy. Woo!
This little light, or you're next? Okay, we'll do that. Do that at the end.
I think the fabulous Olivia is coming to the stage. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yay. Okay. Cool.
Give it up for our songs. Cultural workers are so important to this movement. And before we welcome up another one of us, of our cultural workers, I just want folks to look to the person next to you, maybe someone you don't know, and just introduce yourself. And what brought you here today? So after this part of the program closed, there will be this open space, and this is Solidarity City, what it's about. It's about us coming together. It's about connecting across issues and knowing that there's intersectionality part of this. Unfortunately, when we put this in Google, it comes up as Columbus Circle, but we know what Columbus represents. Yeah, can I get a collective boo? Yeah, and so we want to continue to come together in public space, also acknowledging that we are on stolen land ourselves. We are in a city that is in the belly of the beast of an empire, and that we can use this time to collectively build what we want instead, as well as understanding that these issues are not new. They did not happen just with this administration, and they are collective. And so we want to honor the work that has been done before us and people with our ancestors, and that we, no matter which administration, has been creating a lot of suffering around us, and for us to come together on the struggles that connect us, and that intersectionality piece is so important. So I'm so excited to bring up someone to the stage who I met actually in Birmingham, Alabama, on the bus, talking about the intersections of racial and climate justice. And we've been on the streets together to free Palestine, to say that there's no pride in genocide, and that yes, give it up for free Palestine. Yeah. And when we talk about DOGE cuts, they are cutting the funding for social services like healthcare, housing, and climate justice, yet they continue to send billions and billions of dollars to Israel, to other places, to commit war crimes. So that is something, shame. But I want to welcome Mariah up here. They are a cultural worker, spoken word artist, climate economic, racial justice advocate, and it really uses art to make those connections. And as we continue our multi-week Solidarity City, please continue to submit your programming. If you're a cultural worker, if you're an organizer, if you're an everyday human being that just like knows how to fix things in your house, like those are things we genuinely need to be building for. And so we are really welcoming any and all of that. So after this, please continue to talk amongst each other and also fill out the form and get involved in those ways. But let's give it up for Mariah, Beyond Your Definition. Here's the pink mic for you.
This is the first time with a pink mic. I love this. Clap it up for Liv again. We did meet in Birmingham on the bus. I love that. I'm going to get us to clap together, too. I came into movement spaces because of the matriarchs in my family. My grandmother actually was pregnant with my mom at the March on Washington. And so the first piece I want to do for y'all is about that. I'm going to need a little slow soul clap. If anyone's familiar with Bill Withers' Grandma's Hands, that's what we're about to get into. So let's go ahead and go. I got a little tenor voice, but I heard some harmonization in the crowd, so y'all got to help me out. So we just clap. Yeah, that's perfect, y'all. Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hands used to issue me a warning. She'd say, baby, know your blackness well. My grandmother's name was Natalie Lindsay. She once marched on Washington to hear a king's speech with my mother in her belly, but that's not why she's revolutionary to me. My grandmother's been collecting black dolls for upwards of 45 years. Once, when trying to acquire a black Santa Claus, the sales clerk told her it'd be $100 more for the black one. My grandmother looked down at her hands, said if it's money and this melanin, then the state of Virginia owes me thousands of dollars for the mismatched pay these white nurses have received to this day. There's a lore in my family about how my grandmother walked out with the black Santa Claus and she didn't have to pay more for it. She used to tell me it's power and this pigment, magic, and this melanin used to stir up in her cauldron, making something out of nothing, making life out of brokenness. She used to say Hasbro didn't make dolls in her hue. So she collected this collection of dolls that looked like me and you so that I could know that I was worth being an heirloom, worth being something handed down, not just bought and sold. She used to keep black and brown Sharpies in her back pocket because she colored stuff in, y'all, in the places they left us out of. She used to say we were permanent. We were here on purpose, even when they said we weren't in the place we were supposed to be. She used to tell me, never let anyone erase you because you're here. Our lineage has been held in your hands before you even got to this earth. And to this day, even when I think about my grandmother passing away, sometimes I look down at my hands, look up at the dolls, think about how I'm still collecting the ones that come in my hue. So one day I can pass them down to the next generation that would look like me or you, because we're worth collecting, we're worth keeping, we're worth holding on to, and we have more to pass down than just pain. Sometimes I put my hands together to pray or clap, and I sing this song, and it reminds me of my grandmother. Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hands used to issue me a warning. She'd say, baby, know your blackness well. And thanks to her, I do. Thank you, y'all. As Liv said, my name is Mariah. I'm standing before you guys because of all of my intersections. I was previously a federal employee with Health and Human Services. I was actually a diversity, equity, inclusion officer. And I'm very passionate about DEAI, really just my people's stories and the groups I'm a part of. We don't need an acronym to tell those stories, but accessibility, equity, inclusion, diversity, all of those things have made America what it is, and it still does, and it's still the through line connecting all of us, and we can't be erased. Critical race theory can never be taken out of the history books because it's passed down through the oral history of the matriarchs in my family, and that's why I create this art. I was working for Health and Human Services. I've worked for Center for Disease Control on things like MPOX, on things like COVID-19, and I'm a proud queer Black woman who's non-binary and disabled, and they can't erase us. They can't take away our programs when we have communities of care and when we keep each other safe. So that's what my work really centers around. That's the stories I like to tell. And I also work with curriculums in DC school systems, helping our young people to unlock their voices and talk about the change they want to see. So that's the next piece I want to share with y'all. These are some words that I hear when I go throughout the district to a lot of different schools, because if you're not aware, there's a lot of disparities in the city of what schools have resources and which are lacking. And so I've noticed that through being a teaching artist, and just wanted to share that. This also starts with a song. The song that I'm referencing is by Tish Heyman. She's a Black queer artist that you may have heard some of her work on TikTok. They say they want Lauryn Hill vibes, so I put on the Miseducation. They said they want Lauryn Hill vibes, so I put on the Miseducation. I was teaching Black and brown kids this semester. I mean, they were teaching me, because I was learning far more than I was planning in my lessons about poetry. We talked about mood, metaphor, tones, and themes, mostly the conditions of this city, this capital of a country where my kids be learning capitalization and capitalism. And for their homework, their family and them are just learning to survive. I got to look at life through tiny humans. The youth hold more honest clock cans of time than we ever could. They told me that a lot of policies need erasing and rewriting from their desk, from their pencils. Number 2, they said their color of their skin should be their favorite. Instead of only being taught to worship everything red, white, and blue, they said self-love is true patriotism too. My kids ask me questions like why there's more lead in the water than in the pencils, why they can't stay for poetry lessons because they're scared of shootings in the school, why there's taxation without representation in this city that we call a capital of a country that represents all the people. They ask me how immigrants can exist when we're all descendentes de different people in this country. My kids have so many questions that I'm still learning to find the answers for, and I tell them that they can pick up their pens. They can create their own imaginative worlds where everything is equitable, where everything is right where it should be, where they can sling webs that are like safety nets and Miles Morales their way back from school. My kids ask me, one of them, whose name is Destiny, why her namesake haunts her because she can't even chase her own dreams. She asks me why these corners of the city don't actually center equity, why she can't walk home on her own, why there was a shooting last week, and all I can tell her is about metaphor, tones, and themes, about how to write her way out of this city, about how to write her way into a new reality. And I think we need to ask ourselves more questions about what we're doing with the youth, about how we're teaching the ones watching us, about how we can make a change when we're all being robots, following whatever they pass on to us, just accepting these scraps. And so I started singing and still asking myself, and maybe I'm asking y'all, because the youth are looking to us. They say they want Lauryn Hill vibes, so I put on the Miseducation. Thank you, y'all. So I'm a descendant of slaves on all sides of my family. We come from the deep south, from North Carolina, from Alabama, from Georgia, and fighting is not new. I know we're on Resurrection Sunday, depending on what folks believe. I'm very much like a religious syncretism, so it's like a bit of chakras, a bit of Jesus, whatever makes sense, you know, a bit of the Quran resonates with me, all of the things. And really for me, it's like we've had to come back from the dead so many different times, right? They've tried to erase us, they've tried to end us, they've tried to kill us, but we're phoenixes and we're always gonna rise, no matter how many times they try to set fire to what we create. And so that's what I do through writing. I continue to refuse to be erased. And my activism started when I was in university in North Carolina, with which they were trying to start HB2. They were trying to create these bathroom bills and create this trans hysteria back in 2012 in North Carolina. And that was also when Mike Brown was killed. And that really struck me because we were the same age. And I was like, that could have been me. That could have been my brother. That could have been people from my community. And it won't be us because we need to stop this police brutality that's happening. And all of these different systems cutting us at our knees are all related. And so I want to share that poem with you all. Sadly, I want to have a day where I can't share it anymore and it's not relevant. But that day is not today. Autopsy 300,699. What do we have today? Another black body pulled from white chalk outlines, could even in death were confined. He had 2 shots to the ribs. Caged by martial law, his lungs inhaled white supremacy, exhaled genocide. It could have killed him quicker than carbon monoxide, but in the cop's eyes, he was already guilty. Or maybe he was too impatient, couldn't wait for another disease or murder. He had to take it further. In this moment, he became the judge, juror. Hell, even the executioner would have taken more time to decide, so don't ask me why he did it. Because unlike the reporters, I'll only report the truth. No more of the Fox News facade. There's a war going on outside. Don't tell me you can't hear the barrage. Like the cops say he reached for something. But the last time I checked it, the sky wasn't in his pockets, directions, arms reaching for his last words to God, shot down like an unanswered prayer left there. Like another character in their assassination. And now as we put his legacy on trial, they claimed he was a born sinner. Didn't even wait for the diagnostic to claim he died agnostic. It's such a cold world. And all we really want to do is be free. If only that's what it costed. When will this racism be finished? I'm fucking sick of it. But I have to chill. Because there's a lot more of them coming, so our youth must fear the costumes they wear. Hoodies, rellos, music, even too long of a stare could lead to your last step. So what's the world coming to? What tragedy will be next? Forced to train our sons and daughters to have a fear of eye contact. Keep your hands in sight. Wouldn't want them to think your phone was a gun or your wallet wasn't a knife. But even if you don't draw on them, there'll still be a rest in peace mural painted every night. We can't learn from Emmett until we unite. For heaven's sakes, it was a whistle, it wasn't rape. They're the ones stealing things without asking, taking lives and futures, lying to justify why they shoot you. Truth is, we're still living the same way 200 years after plantation days. Look closer at the cerebellum, we're still all mental slaves, brainwashed as they whitewash our history, then hang us out to dry. They used to lynch us and burn us by the feet, and now they leave us dead for 5 hours in the street. Damn, he was going to college one day. Wait. He was going to college on Monday. How many days, weeks, years have they already stolen? It's timeless, like the perception of the bottom of us at the totem. Polls say over half of us hold racist belief. Since Obama's sat in that office, those numbers have increased. So that means we had the White House and people were still being stolen from black homes. So what's left? Cause of death, gunshot wounds, 4 to the body, 2 to the head, 1 noose to the neck. Cause of death, white supremacy, a sickness ingrained in minds, passed like bread around dinner time. It's created a myth of superiority, a tall tale they used to make us forget. They learned civilization from Africa, then brought us here and called us ignorant. Cause of death, a lack of unity in our culture. We create class systems like Willie taught us, separating ourselves until our brain becomes a cage and the body is a cell. Until we move in circles like vultures, light skin versus dark skin, bougie versus ratchet, good hair versus bad hair. The fact is, all our roots are intertwined. So why does she have to be a bitch or him a... The truth is, we're all victims to the propaganda we perpetuate. We all can't be Malcolm or King, but we can all participate. Find your gift and give it to the people before your presence is gone. If not, cause of death, us, for doing nothing at all. All right, y'all. I think that goes to Liv's message of whatever your gift is. I also like to grow food. I'm an environmentalist. Whatever your gift is, it can, if you know sewing, if you just are a secret keeper, you're an elder, you've been here before. It's just time for us all to share what we have and come collectively together to build our own community and support systems. Definitely sending my heart to anyone who's lost their job, who's just scared right now. Me too. And we have to all come together at events like this to spread love and build power, because there's more of us than there is of them if we come together. I want to end this. I really haven't known what to do this year. I had a lot of contracts with Department of Labor, doing a lot of trainings and DEI. Yeah, all of them ended through this administration, but I've been wondering how to keep going, and the art has been how to keep going. And I'm working with Coolidge High School right now. We're writing a musical. It's called Dreaming Forward. And it's co-writing with the students, and we're talking about how to connect with ancestors and keep fighting, and how our ancestors dealt with their conditions and move forward, and how we can use that knowledge today in this second administration of this demon. And so I just want to end it with the students have been doing a lot of workshops. We've been talking to them about what does colonization mean? How have people taken cultures from all over the world? If it was so down and out in Africa and the Middle East and these places, why did they come and take the oil and the gold from these places? How do we make up these borders, right? And make up and erase how Native folks were speaking, and try to break down cultures and create lost generations, and how do we get it back? And so this is a piece that they've helped to co-write. And so I just want to share this and end the night with this. And I just appreciate you for being here, and for bringing your energy. And thank you to Liv and all the curators for creating this space. Dreaming Forward, the musical. And even in the grim future days after this so-called election, we choose to dream forward. Yahweh is by our side. We know our DNA has maps of survival like Kendrick prophesies. Donald Trump can try, but we have Dios on our side. No one can be deported when our body and our earth is our home. Mi abuelo dice sueño, antes de guerra, antes de dolor, antes de seten existe. We are dreaming our ways home. Resistance baked into our bones, into beef patty, into saison, into wide-tooth combs, into walks in the barrio. The dreams forward remind us they cannot separate us from environment beneath this concrete jungle. Lives Pachamama and patchwork. We look up to see rainbows coming out of the clouds. We are made of the same stardust. We shine even when it's the darkest. The sky reminds us the sun always rises again. The people are rising up. We be the people. The mountains are reminding us to move, and the sea and the river and the water cycle. Oshun, she flows and sways like mama's floral skirt as she merengues across the living room. We know we are rising as sure as we know the taste of fufu. The tides turn and the ancestors whisper, float into our ears. We came from lineages refusing to drown. We are the seeds braided into the scalp, then released into the wind. Once we're back on solid ground, we are planted again. We lift our voices and we dream out loud. If y'all want to stay tuned to some of the work I'm doing, you can follow on Instagram at beyondyourdefinition.byd. I host BIPOC-centered and trans-centered open mics at Busboys and Poets and other places, and we are organizing to have a lot going on next month for World Pride. And also just would love to connect with other people in the movement space, because again, it's all about the community we build, and it's all about the spaces we create. So wanted to turn it back over to Liv, and I'll close with a haiku. I really love haikus. They're 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. Even if you've never written before, I think I'm going to offer some type of workshop here with haiku, but it's just 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5. You can clap along. You can see how your chin touches, but processing this moment in time through art is so important. And it's not for someone who's designated as an artist or culture worker. It's for everyone. Art's for everyone. And so this piece is about us taking on space and what we need to do, and it's called Wall Art. Make a living museum of yourself. Charge them all to pay attention.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was incredible, right? Okay, so part of what we're doing here is working together to create community. And the work that we're doing is hard. The moment that we're in is hard. It's exhausting. It takes a lot out of us. And And sometimes, we don't take an opportunity to say thank you and to appreciate the people that are around us. So every night, after our second special programming session, we're going to have a little appreciation session. And whoever's facilitating that night will get it kicked off. And I'm going to use a random number generator to pick a number between 2 and 5. And it's 3. So that means I need 3 people to come up and name somebody, here or not, that you appreciate and say thank you and say you're valuable to this movement and to this work. So I'm going to start, and then I need 3 more people, or we're not okay, we got 1, or we're not going to the DJ. Okay? So I'm going to say thank you to Helen. Helen is somebody who's been organizing with Shutdown DC for a very long time. And in every moment of uprising, there are people who are like, I'm dropping everything that's around me, and I'm going all in. I'm doing this. It's the thing that I'm, diving in this campaign is the thing I'm doing when I wake up in the morning, and I'm doing it all day. And there's other stuff in my life that I'm putting to the side, and that is not a sustainable thing. But it is so necessary to have moments of the whirlwind, to have people who kind of throw everything to the side and say, "Listen, this is it right now. I'm going all in." So Helen, thank you, and thank you for putting up with me sometimes.
I'm going to say thank you to Patrick, who's just walking away. So I helped with the load-in yesterday, and I did not help very much. I put maybe 2 things into the truck. Patrick was schlepping all of this stuff back and forth. He was herding cats. He was telling us how to get stuff into the truck. He was putting stuff into the truck. It's not easy to be the logistics person, right? I think there's, the people who got on stage, who are amazing, by the way. Thank you to everyone who got on stage today, including my amazing coworker, Avi. But I think, movements take infrastructure, and Patrick's someone who has been helping the CFPB union a ton in getting us a bullhorn, getting us some sound stuff, and a lot of this wouldn't have been possible tonight without Patrick, so my gratitude to Patrick. And I need 2 more people. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jamie. I'm here with a friend. We're fired and or supporting, Fed adjacent folks. I'm also a massage therapist. I have been thinking through all of these actions and wandering around the city these past few months, trying to get involved and be where I can and show up. I've been thinking about our friend Angelina, who passed in 2020 of colon cancer, and how pissed off she would be, but also how much joy she carried. She loved dessert, she loved to dance, and how proud she would be of all of us in doing what we're doing. So I just in gratitude to Angelina and all those who are with us who can't be here. Thank you. Who's next?
Hi, I'm Peter, and I want to thank one of our song leaders tonight. Well, actually, both of them. I'll just call out Nikki, because I had this idea of how I can bring music to the movement, and I saw a few weeks ago that Nikki was going to be leading a singing protest in front of the IRS, and that was the first time I met her, and she's just a very energetic person, very musical, and writes great parody lyrics. I've just learned so much from her, so thanks so much. Well, I'll give this to you. Where's the other microphone?
Test. Wow. Okay. I think we're going to close out with a couple more quick songs, and then it's dance time.
All right.
Oh, good. Just want to say really quick, the folks who wrote this next song are Emma's Revolution, and they've been doing this for decades, social justice music, along with many other amazing folks. So we just wanted to kind of sing this in honor of them. They wrote it when they were out here in February. They are in California now, but are from this area. So yeah, they're still doing things in real time, singing and bringing music to the movement. We appreciate it.
Yes, so we are going to teach you the chorus of this that you can sing along with, and feel free to sing along with any of the rest of it too if you know it or pick it up quickly. So when we get to the chorus, there's a little call and response part where we'll go, every day,
Every day,
every day.
every day,
We'll do it one more time. Every day,
every day,
every day.
every day.
And then, fueled by generations, we will not obey.
Fueled by generations, we will not obey.
Every day,
Every day,
every day.
every day, we are strong and we grow stronger every day.
Let's try that last line. We are strong and we grow stronger every day. Okay, so we'll start at the first verse, and then you'll know the chorus when we get there.
We are the power and we know it in our bones. We are not alone and we grow stronger every day. We take down the tyrants with our courage and our spirit. We are strong and we grow stronger every day.
Every day,
Every day,
every day.
every day. Fueled by generations, we will not obey.
Every day,
Every day,
every day.
every day, we are strong and we grow stronger every day. We are the workers, build this nation from the ground. We can shut this whole thing down and we grow stronger every day. Their money and their greed won't bring the people what they need. We are strong and we grow stronger every day.
Every day,
Every day,
every day.
every day. Fueled by generations, we will not obey.
Every day,
Every day,
every day.
every day, we are strong and we grow stronger every day. We are strong and we grow stronger every day. We are strong and we grow stronger every day. All right, we know everyone knows this, so we just want to close out with this little light. It's this little light of ours, again, ours, we in solidarity. All right. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine all around DC. All around DC, we're gonna let it shine. All around DC, we're gonna let it shine. All around DC, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine.